Hey, it's Lori, Positive Thanks Living, and I'm starting this new project with Kara Brandon's Digitals. It's the Sunflower Soiree, all these pretty digitals. This is one of the tags, and what I do on Instagram is I usually have something that talks about today, because that's my word for 2021. So that was the statement that I used. I thought, I'm going to make a tag with that on there. I've got the pieces all put together so you don't have to see me fussy cutting. And I just thought I'd quick make it here now. I'll also be putting in an eyelet. So let's grab the glitter glue, because that's always a good choice when you're making something that you want to stick together. Now this is a burlap that I've had a problem before where it has the glue shown through, so I want to be sure that I put my circle over top of where I've glued the burlap. I'm going to attach it when I'm done. And down here I want to get more into the browns, so I figured I'd cover up this place and put a different label on that is already provided in the kit. And you see the difference between the color of this ribbon and this? Same ribbon, I just used some of the Distress ink on it to make it a little more, to fit the theme a little more, I guess. That's the idea. I'll show you how I do that a little bit. This could be a challenge. I'm also going to sew it. Now, I don't have my sewing machine on screen. It's too difficult to pull it over the way it's plugged in. So you're going to hear the sewing machine for a little bit, but won't take long. So what I'm going to do now is just go around the edges, because I glued two papers together, the backing paper to the digital that I printed out. And yeah, I want them, the glue stick doesn't hold permanently. That's why we use a little bit of sewing. I'll be right back. And we're back, sewed around the edges. Here's a trick that Catherine at Sunnyside Journals showed for the back of your sewing. If you run your bone folder, and of course I don't have my bone folder handy, but if you run it over the place on the back where you've sewn, that'll help make it more uniform. So there we go. We now have it sewn around, and I also sewed a little stitch here to keep the label and the burlap ribbon working well. Okay, I'm going to show you, I'm pulling it literally out of my garbage, how I make the ribbon less glitzy. It's very simple. Over each side, I rub this is Vintage Photo, and I rub my Distress ink thingy over the ribbon on both sides to take down some of the sheen of the ribbon. I like the color of it, but the sheen doesn't work with this project. And now to put in the pole and then the grommet or eyelet. I have the Crocodile Big Bite, I think it's called, and it gives you opportunity to do 2 size holes. This is the larger one, 3/16, and I have a bunch of grommets. Now these are not the We Are Memory Keepers grommets. This is actually, it has a front and a back, and after a lot of experimenting, I've chosen to do my grommets this way. I watched a wonderful video by Lollipalooza about putting in eyelets, grommets, and after watching that and thinking it through for a bit, I decided that I was going to do it this way from now on. So I have it through, and then I have this little ring to add. And bringing it back to the machine, I very carefully, very carefully, and it's going to be more difficult online here because, or as I'm trying to film this, you know how your fingers get wacky. Pushing it down, and you can see it's an even space, and I can put my distressed ribbon through. To finish up the tag. I'm just thinking about how you think about each day and how it might impact tomorrow. I mean, planning is a huge thing, and but to me that's something different. It's how you're looking at your day and thinking about the promise that today holds. That impacts what tomorrow's going to be like, I think. So that's why I use this statement in my Instagram, and why I thought I'd make a little tag to go into the journal that I'll be making this week. Yeah, it's Lori, Positive Thanks Living. How you think about today impacts tomorrow.